They slapped the cuffs on me right there in front of my neighbors, two fake cops acting like my mailbox was some sort of felony. And the worst part, I watched my little girl, 8 years old, all sunshine and nerves just crumble in tears while they dragged me off toward their so-called squad car. Everybody on the block stared, whispering, assuming I was some criminal. But here's the bit my HOA president, Megan Lewis, didn't count on when she cooked up this circus. I'm not the kind of guy you can railroad with scare tactics. Not now. Not ever. See, I spent 15 years training SWAT teams. Yeah, the real deal. And those years taught me how to deal with people who think they're clever. Megan thought she had me pinned, but she had no idea she'd just made the biggest mistake of her life. Stay with me, because if you think this is your average HOA drama, you're about to hear the wildest revenge story to ever come out of a gated community. Let's roll it back to where it started. 3 days ago, I was just another dad in Sunny Acres. A place that's supposed to be safe, quiet, maybe even a little boring. I'm Wesley Armstrong, 38 ex-SWAT, now doing security consulting out of the house so I can catch Emma's soccer games and have dinner with Julia every night. We'd lived here for years without a hitch until Megan decided my mailbox was public enemy number 1. Monday morning, I get this notice mailbox too tall by 2.7 inches. A $250 fine for immediate compliance. I actually laughed like, are we really out here measuring mailboxes with rulers? Julia just shook her head and told me to fix it, but something was off. The letter looked fake. Wrong font, cheap paper, like it came out of someone's home printer. Call it gut instinct, but I knew something didn't smell right. Next morning, I'm having coffee on the porch when 2 guys in matching official uniforms strut up my driveway. One's tall, trying too hard to look tough. The other one's younger, all shifty-eyed. "Sir, you've got 3 municipal violations," says the tough guy, waving around a clipboard. 3, I'd only gotten 1 notice yesterday. Now my training's screaming at me, "Observe, don't react." Their badges looked off. Radios didn't actually transmit anything. These guys were about as real as a $3 bill. So I test them. "I'm a security consultant. What's your department's protocol for civil violations?" They fumbled the answer. Real cops would have rattled that off without thinking. That's when it clicked. Both of them had the same sharp jawline, close-set eyes features I'd seen before, sitting right next to Megan at HOA meetings. Then I remembered 6 months back I'd embarrassed Megan in front of the whole community, calling her out for fining an 8-year-old's lemonade stand. After that, her reign as queen of the cul-de-sac started to crumble. She told me straight-faced, "You destroyed everything I built, Wesley. I'll destroy your life piece by piece." I figured it was just talk. Guess I was wrong. So here I am staring at these 2 officers, her family no doubt trying to scare me into line. But I played along, gathering intel. "You boys related to anyone around here?" Derek, the tough one, flinched. Bingo. These weren't hardened criminals. They were just dumb enough to get in over their heads for their power-hungry aunt. Then things started to escalate. Derek barked, "You need to comply or face arrest for obstruction." Obstruction of what? A fake investigation by fake cops. Tyler, the nervous one, pulled out real handcuffs. "You're coming with us." So I did what anyone would do. I tried calling 911 but got stuck in a loop for 8 minutes. Later I'd learned Megan had friends in dispatch, marking HOA calls as low priority. Even the emergency system was rigged. Just when things looked like they'd turn violent, my call finally went through to Officer Marcus Torres, one of my old trainees. "Marcus, I've got 2 fake officers trying to arrest me." His answer, "On my way. Don't engage." For the first time since this started, I felt a flicker of hope. Derek was getting more worked up, yelling about legal authority, but I kept stalling. "Mind if I see some ID?" Tyler flashed a fake badge, Municipal Code Enforcement Division, which doesn't exist here. I'd worked with the real code office. Their people barely hand out parking tickets. Derek threatened me with arrest for trespassing over my mailbox. It was like kids playing dress-up, only with real handcuffs and a taste for intimidation. I made sure to step where my security cam could catch the whole thing. That's when Derek whispered, "Aunt Viv said no delays." Queen Megan's real name is Vivian. There it was, family business. Sirens finally wailed down the street, Marcus and backup. He jumped out, sized up the officers, and started grilling them for credentials. Derek and Tyler stammered badges, didn't check out. Radios were props. Marcus calmly told them, "These badges are fake. Step away." The two geniuses panicked, bolted to their rental car, and peeled out, leaving a fake radio behind. But Megan wasn't done. Within half an hour, my phone exploded. Somebody had edited surveillance footage to make me look like the aggressor, circulating a video of me attacking officers. Neighbors started gossiping, some convinced I was a criminal. Marcus traced the rental back to Megan's old real estate office. It was organized, premeditated, and her nephews were paid muscle. Worse, a threatening text landed on my phone: "Back off or your family gets hurt." Attached was a photo of Emma at school. My blood ran cold. This wasn't just HOA harassment anymore. It was personal, and these people were dangerous. Time to counterattack. My neighbor Neil, an IT whiz, had been hammered by bogus fines, so he was ready to help. Within an hour, Neil hacked into Megan's emails. She's the type to use Queen Megan 2023 as her password. We found proof: embezzled HOA funds payoffs to Derek and Tyler, and emails planning my takedown, including instructions to frame me with missing property. But then Paul, my friend and ally, backed out, scared Megan would ruin his business. Turns out she had City Hall contacts, people willing to forge real-looking warrants. Friday, Marcus called. "Wesley, there's an actual arrest warrant in your name. Looks legit, but the clerk's off until Monday." Megan had found a way to keep me in legal limbo. Saturday, Derek and Tyler returned, this time with a guy named Jake, real cop gear, way too authentic for Amazon. Sunday night, Megan's crew released a deep-fake confession, AI-generated audio of me admitting to everything. Even Julia had doubts. Neighbors split. Some believed Megan, some didn't, and the rest just wanted to avoid trouble. The emergency HOA meeting was like a show trial. Megan paraded her evidence: the deepfake, Paul's forced testimony, the warrant. I tried to speak, but without Paul's support, it sounded like excuses. Wi-Fi coincidentally died right before I could show proof. Our family was banned from community facilities by a lopsided vote. But the real fireworks came Monday morning. 3 officers arrived, full squad car, neighbors filming. Derek cuffed me. Jake read Miranda rights, and Emma sobbed on the porch. I managed to trigger my smartwatch, sending a desperate signal to a group chat of old trainees now working in law enforcement. 12 minutes. That's all I needed to hold out. Then sirens. Marcus led 4 squad cars, lights blazing, SWAT gear at the ready. He recognized me, immediately barked, "Step away from that civilian." The whole block froze. The real cops surrounded the fake ones. Jake tried to run. Officer Rivera, another trainee, tackled him. Tyler cracked and spilled everything. Megan was pulling the strings. Then came the real twist. Mike Hayes, the city permit officer, revealed he'd been undercover for months, recording every one of Megan's bribery attempts. Her entire empire unraveled live on stream, 8,000 people watching her meltdown as Marcus handcuffed her. Megan tried to run, but tripped and face-planted into a muddy flower bed. The applause was real, the justice even sweeter. Megan got charged with everything: embezzlement, conspiracy, forgery, intimidation. Derek and Tyler got years for impersonating officers. Jake, a disgraced ex-guard, faced his own charges. Paul apologized, and the rest of the neighborhood finally woke up. Stories of years of intimidation came pouring out. 6 months later, the HOA's clean residents run everything, $73,000 refunded, and Emma's back to being the happiest kid in school. Every time I see my mailbox still too tall by Megan's old standards, I smile. Because if you let bullies win, you lose more than money, you lose your soul. But if you fight back with truth, evidence, and a little help from friends you've trained along the way, justice has a way of finding you. So tell me, what would you have done in my shoes? Ever stood up to a bully and watched them fall? Hit like, share your story, and never forget, the only way to stop a tyrant is to shine a light on their darkness. Stay strong and keep fighting the good fight.